Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to A Couple Things.
Where we touch on a couple of things.
This is episode God knows what, but we talking to the camera. I'm gonna be interviewing my wife today.
I'm excited because I have no idea what is going on.
This is gonna be about self-awareness.
Oh.
And I got some questions for her, so I'm gonna just do hot wing style with no wings. We're gonna get right into it.
Let's go.
All right. So there's the self-awareness, by the way. All right. When did you feel that you were different?
When did I feel that I was different? Okay, I'll use acting because once I figured out that acting is what I wanted to do and I went into acting school, I still felt alone, even though I was in the midst of a bunch of people that wanted to do the exact same thing I wanted to do. I felt like I was in a bubble, and I always just felt, I don't know, different from absolutely everyone. Even if it was like the perfect person, the best friend, I've always felt completely alone and detached in my own bubble.
Did you feel different that you wanted to act from all your friends already?
What do you mean?
So did you feel different? Like, did any other your friends want to act? Or they
No.
think it was too far-fetched?
Yes, everyone. That's why I really don't talk about it, because I don't want to sit through the investigation the interrogation of what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Are you sure that's going to make you money?
The system police, as we call them.
Exactly.
Make
the
sure
Matrix.
You stick to the program.
I don't want to be a part of the program, and I feel like everyone is okay being a part of it, or they'll agree with me that it's crazy, but they'll still stay in it rather than doing everything to get out of it.
Because they just don't know how to get out of it.
Or no. Everyone can learn how to get out of it. If you want to get out of something, you will get out of it.
That is true.
So I don't even use that anymore. That goes for myself too.
So when you got into acting school, did you think that would be like your tribe? And how did it feel when you like, these people still ain't on my frequency?
Because at least the acting school that I went to, I feel as though the people were more so like, what school did you study in? Like, what are your accolades?
Juilliard.
Yeah, what are your accolades to prove that you are an actor, that you should be here? And like, I have never felt that way. I believe that the silent ones are the killers usually, and like all those people. I remember a girl went to Pace, and she got her master's in acting, and she was like, I'm a theater connoisseur, and she yearned it. Like, she would go on auditions way more than I did. So in honesty, I felt like less than her because I didn't have what she had. But when I saw her go up on stage and wasn't able to even evoke any type of emotion towards me or anything like that, I was like,
she's studying, she's not feeling.
Yeah, it was just interesting to see that.
When did you feel like the weird or being out of place or not fitting in? When did you feel like it became a positive or like a superpower of some kind?
This year, for the first time in my life, I feel like now that I'm reading and educating myself so much more, I'm seeing that there are so many more people out there that are just like me, and I feel good about that because I don't feel like I'm crazy anymore. I honestly thought that I was crazy. I thought I was the black sheep of the family. I thought I was the friend that was always below everyone but doing a million things. And really, like, I feel that a lot of those people are at disadvantages because at the end of the day, they only know one or two things for all their life. At least I had the chutzpah to try and go for what I love, and if I know I don't like it, I keep moving.
Yeah, usually the black sheep in the family is the one that gets out of that family dynamic. It's because they always thought things were kind of weird or it wasn't for them, so they're labeled the black sheep, but they're the one that usually gets out of their little small town of the black sheep.
Yes, and that's me, and I own it now. These are really great questions, honey.
That's only one question.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
You kind of already answered that. When did you didn't care to fit in anymore?
Yeah, that was this year.
Yeah, so same thing. What would you say to old Nicole about trying to fit in, trying to follow the crowd?
Keep doing what you're doing. Also, like, I guess this year also
wasn't she following the crowd? Why would you want her to keep doing what she's doing?
No, but at the end of the day, when I went home every night, I knew that I was different. I knew that there was something wrong. At least I thought it was wrong. But to keep doing the self-therapy things that I would do when I got home. I was very true to myself when I went home, and I didn't say, oh my God, okay, so this person did this today, let me try to do this to see if it works for me. I wasn't doing that.
You just went back to your
just
see a sensor.
I would come back to who I am, and I just felt like none of these people are ever going to see me. When am I ever going to feel comfortable enough to show who I am?
How would you empower that girl? What would you tell her to get her through that?
Stop caring. Stop caring. I have this thing about me where I feel like, and it's so funny, because I don't know specifically who I feel will see something I do that will make me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But I feel some type of way about what people would think about me, in a sense of like when it comes to something that I love.
Yeah, it's just confidence.
I don't know what that is, but I wish I would have told old Nicole to have more confidence.
So, no fucks given, Nicole.
Yeah.
When did you start working on you?
2015.
2015. What was the things? Examples, please.
2015, I started working on me because I remember starting Insanity. I just woke up one morning. I was like, I'm ready to freaking do Insanity, and I got it ordered. I was a DVD still at that time, and I just did it. I dedicated myself to it, and once I started to see that my discipline was sticking, I was like flabbergasted by who I was becoming, because I have never been able to stick to something longer than a week or two, ever. I'll get bored and I'll move on to the next. So I'll just be like, oh, I did it for that event. I lost 3 pounds. I'm good.
So how did you tie in? So you started with body. So did you tie in?
No, I started with mind. It was just a
the
switch.
Mind got you to do the workout?
Yeah, a switch flipped, and then automatically I was not going to the beach. I was not going out with friends. I was not going to people's houses. I did not drink. I ate well. I didn't eat past 9. Like, I did all of that, and I was like, whoa, you're really disciplined.
Yeah.
Once the first 8 days passed by, I lost like 8 pounds.
Yeah, once it's a habit, it comes easy.
And when I saw that, I was like, oh, there are actual results at the end of the work. So I said, if I do this with everything, that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get results each time.
Right.
So I just started saying, okay, now how do we heal? How do I heal myself without money and without having like actual therapy sessions? I would literally, everything I would want to say to a certain individual or something, I would record it on my photo booth on my MacBook.
Do you feel like you think you had to break yourself down before you started building yourself back up?
Yes. TV.
What was that breaking down of?
Well, I would watch certain movies, and when I would notice that my mind would, like, let's say it's a favorite movie or something, or there's a movie with Charlize Theron that she plays this girl that's like still aloof as an adult and blah blah blah, and she's like chasing after an ex from high school, and is put in her place and something like that. And I was like, wow, for the first time I can admit to myself, I'm that girl, and I need to fix that, because she needs to fix that.
That's like that's shadow working before you know what shadow working is.
Exactly. So when I saw that, I was like, maybe if I start reversing all the things that I usually do, it'll help me, and it did. It just did, and I'm gonna blame that on TV.
So I'm hearing the mind, I'm hearing the body, I'm hearing the breaking down, the shadow work.
Yeah.
When did you start working on higher self, like your soul,
This
like
year.
the healing?
This year, 100% this year. 100%.
Give me some examples.
I mean, learning more about my history, well, you know what? Let me take it back, because I feel that I started my spiritual self-awakening before you, when I did my DNA.
Okay.
Because remember what I went through? There was like a weird arc where I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how I was perceived. And I had always had this vision of who I was and how I looked to people.
Yeah.
And when I saw my DNA and my results, I was confused, because I had been walking around saying I was one thing when really I was completely something else. And
so you think you had some self-black hating from
No.
being brought up, maybe? Or
Yeah, well, okay.
just thinking being lighter is better, or I'm not going to associate.
No.
You're not going to say that I'm black.
No.
Because
No. So it was never on some like I have to be lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I never looked at it that way because I never thought I was light. I never considered myself
I'm
like.
not even saying like. I'm talking about like somebody be like, oh no, you're black. Like,
Oh
how
yeah,
you go to
no.
Latinos
I'm
and be
going
like, I'm
there.
not black. Like,
Well, yeah,
okay.
I used to say no. I'm Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Afro-Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
I would always say Afro-Cuban because I always knew that my grandmother was black.
Okay.
I always knew that she was very black. And my mom is very dark. She's lightened over the years.
Yeah.
I guess the sun not being in the Caribbean islands anymore.
Exactly.
But like, I never knew that I was even as light as I have been. So for me, it was more like, oh wait, I'm actually 50% black. Holy shit. Like I have to do some research and I have to do some like self-love because I have been straightening my hair since a little girl, but that's because even people in my own family were telling me that I had to straighten my hair. Like it was unacceptable.
Because it was told to them that the way that beauty
Yeah.
is from the European culture. Like it's the straight hair, it's the
Yes.
light eyes, it's the fair skin.
Dude.
And then you get treated better if you have more fair skin,
Yes.
lighter eyes, better
Of
hair,
course.
get better jobs.
But my thing is, I remember my father taking me to one of his girlfriend's house once, and she permed my hair.
Like the burning
she permed
shit?
my hair, yeah.
Ooh.
I was like,
Relaxed or perm?
Relaxer.
Okay.
Relaxer and perm they're the same thing.
Okay,
One makes it straight, one makes it curly.
Okay.
But they both fuck your hair up. So that became habitual because it was like, it happened for just 2 years straight, and then that was it. No more relaxer. But it was just like, you just burn my edges off, and all the curly hair I had just became straight. I was around, I don't know, 8? Who knows? But it was just bad, and I never really knew, but I never had an issue. My mom always taught me, black versus white, no racism, this. Like, she always taught me certain things, but I never heard about a lot of things because school taught us what they wanted to teach us, if you remember.
Yeah, they're not gonna, for the most part, you're not gonna grow up with teachers that look like you. You're not gonna see success in people higher than you teaching you, and it's just a lot of whitewashing. So you think that being this makes you pretty, doing this gets you that job, and they always talk. I used to always say to myself like, oh, I got to be more polished in business field as I was making my way up, more polished. But it was like, I kept feeling like it's more fake, and trying to be like them. Yep. And I'm like, what? Anyway, where were we?
I don't know.
But yeah, it's what we know. It's just once you started learning independently, and then that's how you get confidence. So then you start seeing beautiful black, and then we own this.
No, what I did was
Afro-Cuba,
we unlearned.
Afro-Puerto Rico.
We unlearned everything.
We decolonized our brains.
Basically. Give me that next
part.
question. I'm ready. Ugh.
Do you feel you found your purpose in life?
Yes. I found my purpose when I was 3, but I feel like I refound my purpose. Yes.
What is that purpose? What does that look like?
To act, man. To act. And when I say to act, I think people, when you say you want to become an actor, they really focus on you want the success and you want to work with these people and have this fame. I believe that is an additive. I do want those things. I do aspire. I'm inspired by a lot of these people. They're the reasons why I want to do it.
Yeah, because they're at the highest point of their craft. So
exactly.
You should want to be that.
Yeah, but for me, I am touched. Like, my life is changed by the art that I've watched growing up. And I want to be that person for people, and I'm going to be. So
that part.
It looks like it's going to happen. I'm going to build my own table. I'm going to follow in the words of like Shonda and Tyler Perry and all of these people, and I'm just going to create it and put it out there, and who gives a fuck? Because if anything, what has been holding me back is the fear of like people are going to laugh or shit on me or something, and it's going to happen.
Half going to hate it. That's just how it's going to be. As
and
long as it's your truth and you feel good about it, then it's going to be for the people that it's for.
And it's what I've wanted to do all of my life.
Yeah, and everything.
My whole life. It's all I come back to. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at it this way. The people that are going to be ridiculing me, the people that are going to be making fun of me or talking shit about me, they're still working their 9 to 5, not even able to do what they want to do.
People will always project on you because they don't have to really do the balls that things that they really truly want to do. We get taught to just throw that down inside, and then like the older you get, the more bills you get, and maybe you get some kids and you just feel forced that you have to do this for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but no, people think that is life. It's like, get that job that's paying you over 60K and have some kids and own a house. That's life. That is not life.
I wish it was so simple.
That is not life. That is not my life. It is for whomever wants it, but it's not what I want. It is nowhere near what I want.
I see it as like you told me this analogy once. It's like when you was a kid, did you see it? Were you driving around a garbage truck? No. Like I was so upset that I didn't get the sanitation job. Like that was my dream, to pick up garbage for my whole life.
Exactly.
That was my aspirations in life.
Yeah.
And when you really break that down into your mind, you like, damn, that programming was so good that we was just filling out these jobs to work for the city because that's what's going to be the life. They condition us so perfectly.
Yes.
That's not my dream.
And they say,
that's not your dream.
Here's $36 an hour to pick up garbage in New York City. And I'm not saying it's an easy job. I'm not saying, for those that do have that job, go do your thing. That's awesome. But that is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for me.
And the best thing about that
it's not for anyone. Yeah, to be honest.
Let's be real. Like that's not something they aspire to be. That is not what they dreamed about as a child.
If they're gonna make a robot for anything, make it to pick up garbage, to do tedious shit, so that everyone can go out and do what they actually want and live for, point blank.
And yeah, people just gonna project on you because they don't have the balls to do it themselves, and then they're gonna shit on it until you make it, and then they're gonna be like, remember me?
Yes.
I was always there. Wait. I was always supporting.
I can't wait, and I'm snapping back at each and every individual. So remember I said this, and remember not to say anything.
Are you happy in the now?
As in, like, right this moment?
Yeah, just in the now. We have a lot of issues as people, either looking behind us and regretting things and not getting over it, or not forgiving ourselves, or looking in front of us and because we have goals and we inspire us to do things. But are you happy right here in the now?
Yes.
Why?
Because I feel safe. I feel like I made the right move with us here. I feel like...
As you see, the scenery has changed from the last episode.
I feel like I'm in a fucking solid-ass relationship that just continuously grows into, like, so many different avenues that just continue to explode with greatness, in my opinion.
Facts.
And even when the times are rough, I feel like we learn something new, and we learn how to, like, maneuver our relationship even better.
We learn how to listen more. We learn how to communicate better. It's just so you got to learn how to listen the way that person listens. Once you figure out how that person listens and interprets
Go ahead, Steve Harvey.
And no, I'm serious. Once you learn how that person listens and interpret things, that's when you can really understand how to get to where you got to go, just in arguments or communication. Most arguments, it's just like two stubborn people just trying to get their points across, trying to get right, instead of trying to get really listening and understanding what this person really, really, truly is feeling.
Yeah.
And what they're
expressing.
And
it's always worth the sacrifice, whatever it is. Like, it's only going to make you and that individual better. So just get through it together. And like they said, this world is shit, but it's not with you. I mean that.
Oh, man. All right, so we're almost there. Last question. What do you see in the rest of your journey? What does your manifestation looks like going down the road?
It's looking like Tribeca Film Festival. It's looking like I'm going to get a series on Netflix. It's looking like I want to do a small series on YouTube, but not for myself. Like, I would like to direct that, but that'll be after I have a couple of series under my belt.
Other people up the same path that we kind of went. Shout out to Issa Rae, you started that.
It's looking like I have to be and will still be on an episode of Grey's Anatomy at some point before it ends. 1000%. It's looking like I'm going to teach you the Meisner technique thoroughly, and I am going to bring out the phenomenal actor in you, because I know I can, and because I know you have it in you, and we're going to go to the top 100%, and I'm not going to back down, and I'm not going to go against myself. That's what it's looking like.
Facts. I'm going to travel. I'm going to eat, pray, love.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even thinking about any of that, because I, for the first time, am saying, like, okay, this entire journey of building to that moment, because I'm not looking at it as a goal, you know, I'm looking at it as it's going to be a part of the journey that I'm going to reach.
Yeah.
But this is the fun part.
Yeah.
This is the part that we actually get to do the hard work, the creative part, the building. This is the part I love. And I want to see the blossoming, the transition, the finished fucking product. And then I want to see the billboards.
That's it.
And the money will come in, but this is not about that. This, for me, is about therapy, creativity, art, and passion.
Just doing something that's in you that it has to be relief, or you could not be happy.
Yes.
Period.
Point blank. I feel like crying and I'm not going to. I got Desi skin on.
We did a lot of crying and a lot of shadow working and a lot of talking, and shout out to quarantine, shout out to Corona, even though it was man-made, but whatever. But talk to your person. Talk to your twin flame. All it takes is communication. Most women complain about, you don't talk to me.
That's so true.
And I get it, fellas. Like, yo, we work these jobs, and you might have kids to come home to, and sometimes you just want to watch the game, and you just want to have a beer and just zone out until you sleep. But what are you building in relationship if you continue that cycle?
And we do those things too. We have a long day at work. We want to sit down and watch our videos and our TV. We don't want to cook. We don't want to do all of these things. It is supposed to be 100. It has to be 60-40. And the only reason why I say 60-40 is because I believe, at least for me, that women are more inclined to want to care, to want to ask first. So men have to find a way to give us more, so that we don't feel like we're giving too much. And so y'all don't feel that way either. Because then y'all feel like y'all are giving too little, or then that means you go out on the relationship.
Or just feel like, she's never happy. She's never happy.
Because
she's gonna tell you. Yeah, she's gonna tell you what she wants, man. It's gonna be up to you if you're gonna be hard-headed enough to listen or not. Simple as that. But as well, as it goes both ways, of course.
It does. This was fun. We haven't done this in a long time.
I mean, we talk every day.
We talk every day, but we haven't given you guys a face-to-face episode, because I'm just trying to make it more realistic, if I'm being honest. I want I want you guys to hear our daily conversations, bits and pieces of it. And these are true, unedited conversations. Like, we just cut them off. Otherwise, you guys will be sitting there for 4 hours listening. But we want to show you that sometimes the day is fucking boring. Sometimes it's just laundry. Sometimes we're depressed. We are human beings. And I feel that a lot of YouTubers that even I have loved, they give us a version of themselves that's always turned on. And I want to see your vulnerable side. I want to see when you're going through shit. That is what humanizes you, and that is how people can connect. And that's how y'all are going to connect with us. So follow our fucking journey, because I will keep recording, but we're also going to start posting things revolving acting and entertainment and more artistry and creative work, because a couple's thing network. That's what it is now.
That's what it is. And
that's
to
what
everybody,
it's always been.
Everybody that's working, listen, I've worked for 18 years of my life non-stop. For everybody that's working, they take it like this. I work out pretty much every day for tomorrow. You don't work out today and you just get big today. You work out today so you could look good tomorrow. If you do one little thing on one of your days off, those lazy Sundays, on a goal that you dream that you really have, that's one thing you did towards your goal. And the more that ball starts rolling, the more you're gonna keep making time for that, and keep pushing away maybe those friends or those parties or stuff like that, because it is so important. It's gonna be something you love, and if you could make money and monetize it off of something you love, then that's all that matters. And that's it. Kiss.
Bye, guys.
See you next week.
That was excellent, honey.
Yeah, we go. Hurry. What? You turn it off. I don't want to touch nothing.
Oh my God, PRX. Huh? Oh yes.